Hey YouTube. Well, I thought I'd come on here today and I'm going to talk about something. Now I'm going to say right off top, I could be wrong, but it gave me at least a subject to talk about today. Hold on, I'm trying to get it together. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Gaydar, right? So I fell asleep today for some reason, like a nap kind of thing. I woke up about 4 o'clock. I mean, I had been up and done a lot of things, but I woke up about 4 o'clock and the news was playing. And for the first time, I wonder if I should even say this man's name because it's, well, I don't think it's messy. I think when you become a celebrity for whatever reason, if you're an attractive person, people are going to wonder about you, you know. So gay people want you to be gay because they want you. I'm not the type, I don't think. But I woke up and the first thing I saw was Ivanka's husband. Now I'll tell you, I think he's an attractive man. Maybe because he's so well dressed. I don't know. Anyway, of course, now he's been around for 6 months or so, about a year, you know, since the campaign and such. I never heard his voice. I never heard him say anything. I never heard him do anything. But he came to that podium to face his press conference. And the first thing I said was, I was coming out of my bed. I said, uh-oh. It doesn't mean that the man is gay. But my gaydar went off in flashes, honey. Maybe it's because I just been seeing him and not hearing his voice. So I hope the Kushners, I know this is a vindictive family. They're following behind Trump, so anything can happen. So please don't sue me. But, you know, you're famous, so people ask. They ain't going to ask about Donald because everybody gives a shit. Right? You got to be attractive for people to care. So anyway, so it gave me a subject, gaydar. For years I've heard that, well, some people are not gay, but they may give off kind of a gay effect. Sometimes people say that about, I mean, Kushner is, I must turn down saying his name in a minute here. He's a rich guy, you know, protected guy, so he would mostly be getting his education from schools, prep schools, you know, nothing from the streets, you know, so it's possible that they could just, people who have not been exposed to a lot of regular people would talk a certain way. Anyway, it went off. So what is gaydar? It is real. Now, I'll tell you, I'm not 100%. My gaydar is not 100%. I can't guess anybody because gay people are all kind of people. I watched Anderson Cooper for years. For most of my adult life, I watched Anderson Cooper, right? Or it seems like that long. I never knew he was gay. Now, I had heard a few rumors. I said, no, I always took don't say that. You don't know. So it's not 100% accurate, but usually I can tell. Person says something. Of course, now, we're just talking now. I'm just talking about gaydar. Okay, so we're not going to, I guess I shouldn't focus on people who are blatantly effeminate. Because there are people that are like that. It has always been that way. So they have all the lisp and those kind of things. And I don't know what that's all about, where it comes from. I don't know why your sexual attractions to determine your inflections or your mannerisms. But it does in a lot of people. So, but I'm talking about people who could pass, who appear to be masculine. You can be gay and be masculine, but people who don't necessarily look gay, usually if they open their mouth, I can tell. Now, I will admit that it depends on your environment also. You meet somebody in the gay community around gay people, then, you know, obviously you can put it together. Your brain can fix up that they're gay. It's like with a lot of transgender girls. Some of them are very, very convincing. I would never guess that they were transgender. But if they're pulling up with, you know, 5 and 6 drag queens, well, I just know they're gay. And after you say that, then you see things, you know. Many times, sometimes with, like if you're dealing with a trans man, now, and that I think they're probably the most convincing as far as transsexual people. trans people, if someone tells me that they used to be male, I'll start picking up on things. I'll start picking up on the hand size or certain body characteristics. But if the person had not told me, I wouldn't pick it up. So I think a lot of this gaydar thing is it's just something your mind calculates, you know. But I know when I was, let's try to use I statements. When I was 8 years old, I was playing with kids my age. Most of my friends were cousins at the time. Anyway, we were listening to James Brown, and I was doing my James Brown moves and all that. We all were. But I guess my aunt didn't hear, wasn't aware that I would hear or make much of it because I was a tiny kid. But she came into the room and she said, and Timothy's a sissy. No, she said, Timothy's sissified. Now, I am 59 years old and I still remember her saying it. That's the first time I heard it. And Timothy's sissified. Because I had already had suspicions that something was going on, so I was very subconscious even at 8 years old. Now, you know how kids are, so I'm sure I got maybe kids not even paying attention to that kind of thing. Anyway, my point was that you can see it early on. The person is gay. I don't know. I think a lot of it is stuff we pick up. I mean, there's no reason that you would have certain hand movements or things, characteristics naturally. I think that's just from being around other gay people. But being around other gay people is the same thing, right? You're learning behavior because you have something in common. There's kind of a, I don't know. Listen, I don't know that man's gay. Please don't say that I thought I said that Jared Kushner is gay. But hearing him speak this morning at Not Gaydar went off, popped me up out of bed. I said, oh my God. That's why they won't let him talk. Bless that heart. Maybe he is, maybe he ain't. There are many times there are straight men who has the same characteristics though, naturally. I remember, like there's certain actors who may seem to be gay, or I used to think that it was a lot of these guys who consider themselves, you know, church people, delivered, or they've been washed in the blood or whatever, and they are married to women and all that, but they're still themselves, right? So a lot of that I think, oh, that's a carryover because he's gay. Now, I don't know what he says. I don't know who he's ever had sex with. I know he's been married for 30 years. All that doesn't change the fact it's just something on you, particularly when you start speaking. So if you're not around but I guess it would be an interesting experiment to find a grown man who's never been exposed to gay people. A grown gay man who's never been exposed to gay people. What would his mannerisms be? I strongly suspect they'd be different than a person who was brought up in the gay life. Knew gay people, around gay people, were comfortable enough to be themselves. Some of these people who are very pulled up, you know, they like they're in. I mean, that's the way a Christian comes across to me. It's like somebody's pulled up, watching their every word, kind of thing. You know, sometimes I think it's maybe trying to cover up something. I guess actors have to do it, or at least in the past they had to do it. You know, you don't want to appear to be gay, or if you're going to be painting straight characters. And so people can learn to hide it. I mean, if they really determine. Some people you can't hide it. My first lover, my first boyfriend, David, he could not hide it, honey. He had been out since he was 12, and there's not something he had a choice in. He just had so much mannerism and so forth. And I think it's curious. I saw on CNN one time they did this study, or one of them shows, one of them real life type stories, and they were showing these little kids. Kids were playing, and the experiment was to you could look at this cat, and they picked someone. I guess it was pretty obvious because I said, okay, it says they pick out who's gay. I got it right every time. So I don't totally understand where that comes from. I don't totally understand why. Because a lot of times we're making an effort to appear masculine. I mean, you know, I got a plaid shirt on. gay men tend to like things that are either very feminine or very masculine. We tend to go on the sides, try to have that appearance, but people say a few words and then clock them. You're just clockable, you know. Anyway, I'm just rambling, all because, well, I don't want to make it sound like I'm coming here and saying, especially after I see how the Trumps carry on. I don't want them coming after me, child, suing me from my couch. Listen, I don't think it's an insult necessarily to say maybe the man's gay, but or perhaps it was just me just waking up. Maybe I was dreaming about Kushner for some reason, but. I definitely picked it up. There are a lot of, there are gay people who choose to live straight lives. Now, I do think there are many bisexual people that are on kind of the edge. Maybe they sneak out every once in a while or something. I don't know. But there are guys who marry, have children. I mean, this is a married man with kids. So I don't want to just speak out of my head, But sure, there are guys who choose to live a straight life. I think it's what all the church people want. They want us all to be that way. Whether you're straight or gay, they want you to be straight. Isn't that weird? Be straight, even though you're gay. And we know you're gay. My first lover, his neighbor, the neighbor man. I was over there visiting his parents. We were both 20 years old at the time. I was visiting his parents. This was a white guy. And I was over his house visiting his parents. And sometimes you can't. It's easier to tell your own race than it is other races. That's why I said that. Anyway, the neighbor guy came over to borrow something while I was there at my first partner's house. When he left, I said, he's gay, right? And they said, well, they always did say that about Mr. such and such, some kind of teacher. But he had 4 kids, lived with his wife, So I guess there are rare cases where people choose to just do that, I was at home once and I was visiting my own family, and I hadn't seen him in years and years and years, maybe 17, 18 years. I was a dope fiend. I went home to see the family, and I had a niece. I guess she's about 12, 13, and she had a friend, a guy friend, whatever. I came in the door. I said, he's gay. He's gay. I don't know what else to say. I didn't tell her that, but I knew instantly that the child was gay. So, anyway, it's a real thing. I hope you guys are having a good Monday. Mine's been horrible. I have been on this damn computer shit. I came on here whining, complaining. I hate people just bitching all the time. Whining, complaining about the damn computer hell. And I'm a week and a half into it, over $100, and the still damn computer don't work. YouTube, not this computer, the other one. But the damn thing buffers, comes on no sound, all this shit over a 2.5 year computer. I just don't get it. And it frustrates me so much because I feel like, how can you be that goddamn stupid? You can't figure this out. Because YouTube has tutorials on everything. But after they get past the first 4 or 5, push this, push that, I'm lost. And the shit always ends up worse. So anyway, I thought I'd focus on some other people for a minute. Take the pressure off. Okay, people, that's it. A little ramble for this morning. And don't be, I'm not saying that the man is or isn't. Let's just say he's an attractive fellow.